All right, folks, here we are back with Greg Emerson. Back in your seat. Were you worried after watching last week's show?
No.
You didn't think Mikey might take your place?
No, Mike's our northern co-host.
Northern co-host?
Northern Maine
I'm going to
co-host,
bring him
Mike
to Bangor.
Finnemore.
I'm going to find him. I'm going to get him to Bangor. We'll start slowly working him south.
You gotta bring him all the way.
Bring him all the way south?
Yeah.
We can't give it to them all at once. It's like anybody, like a woman or a kid, you give it to them all at once and they want it like that
Bring
all
him
the time.
all the way,
So
then
I
you can
just
have
gotta
him
give
in
a teaser.
studio. Yeah.
We'll bring him in the studio, you know. I mean, but what a great time we had up to Spud. It's
Yeah,
too bad you had to sit home and watch.
1,100 laps of racing,
Yeah.
miles of racing.
But it didn't matter. We had a good time. Louis and Ron Hubbard and
Yeah.
Louis' kid, Junior, didn't even know she was there. So that made the trip nice, you know. Nobody else was brave enough to come jump in the naughty van.
Did Ron Hubbard take my advice and get in the way back seat and go to sleep?
No, Louis' kid got that. I didn't want to drive. You knew that, right? So I was like, I don't have any interest in driving. I was at Star the night before, so I was beat. So I had to figure out a way to manipulate the situation to make sure I didn't have to drive. So I had Louis with me, right? So what do they call the big NASCAR race? The Coca-Cola 600, right?
Yeah.
From my dooryard to Spud and back was 616 miles. So I told Louis, if he did the whole trip driving, okay, that I would get him a trophy of the winner of the Coke 616. So Louis wasn't letting anybody else get in this, because now Louis got a trophy coming because Louis did the whole thing. The only thing, he kind of irritated me a few times because when I was asleep, kept hitting the wake-up bumps. So I said, Louis, you either got to get out of it, you got to do something because I'm waking up. You got to. So Ron was afraid to fall asleep because thought Louis and all of us would end up somewhere in the naughty
ditch.
But I didn't care. I wasn't driving, so all I got to do is buy Louis a trophy for the Coke 616. Right? So Louis happy.
Louis is the winner of the Coke 6.
But it was a good time up there. I mean,
Yeah, and him and Ron going to all the openings for all these races and series and stuff like that. Why didn't you get Ron a trophy too?
Why?
They went to all.
I'll get him a plaque or something.
Yeah, they went to all the. They made the opening for all the
Ron's
races.
going to put a picture. Ron, for next week's show, Ron's going to give me a little collage of each track and each opener and some of his favorite pictures that he took. So that is quite a feat, to go with all the tracks in Maine.
Yeah,
obviously
that's
Spud,
what I'm saying.
Spud was the hardest after opening Beech Ridge, but he also went down to Star and went to Lee.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool that those guys do it, other than the fact you're just trying to bribe Louis to drive so you could take a nap in the back.
Oh, I slept like a baby. I did. But we're going to go back to Spud maybe next time you can. But it's really,
Yeah.
I don't know. We get so used to, I call them, we really got 4 tracks down here. 2 in southern Maine and 2 in,
Right.
I don't know what part of New Hampshire they call that, but you got Lee and Star. Those are, we're spoiled. We have the car counts, the crowds.
We're within 2 hours of 5 racetracks.
Yeah, and in major areas,
Yeah.
Boston, Worcester, Manchester, Portland, So, but as the further you get north, and I know Bangor this year has been really good, and the only track that looks like it ran this past weekend.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Get a boat.
Sucks to have rain this early in the
Yeah.
season, but there is still a lot going on. And I mean, I was a little worried when the rainout's going, but in a couple weeks we got the big SBM 125 down at Star
Yep.
Speedway, and we still have a lot of open wheel modified fans right here in the state of Maine. I mean, they were at Beech Ridge forever, tried the 1 year at Oxford, but there's still a lot of fans.
Yeah, and we have the 2 guys from Maine that run at
which,
Star.
Remember 2 weeks ago when I threw it down and I told everybody the way it was going to be, and what was it night 1? They were 1-2.
Right.
Right? So I'm like E.F. Hutton. When I talk, people should listen. Right? I get that everywhere except my house, but it don't matter. So, right? I can make them
So,
listen.
we got the 2 guys from Maine. We got Jake
Yep.
Dorr and Josh Cantera.
Yeah, and Josh drives for Goodwin and Ann, and Jake drives for Fred and Deb. So,
Right.
I mean, it's, the parents are right involved, and obviously it isn't his parents, but it's a good opportunity for him. And the nice thing is both of them cook every week. So,
Right.
if you ever get a chance, and once Beech Ridge ends early, you've got to come down.
And like we saw, I mean, you just said, they're not his parents, Josh's parents, but they're like family, they're all family because they've been at it for a few years now, and that's what happens in racing. You build relationships.
Yeah, no, you do. You're absolutely right. And we had a great time down there last week. This was the first week I was going to go somewhere other than Star because I was at the Pass race and the opener, and then Alicia's debut last week. And I mean, she didn't rip it up, but she was still fine and
Right.
made me proud. And now the next time we actually race, we'll be at Star again in June.
Right. She got her feet wet and got some legs under her and learned some stuff and earned some respect, and those
And
are all the
that's-
things you can ask for.
At a young age, that's
Right.
what it's about with kids, is earning respect. Because
Right,
you can't buy it, you got to earn it, So,
Yeah.
and that's, she'll get it.
At our age, we get no respect.
Nobody respects you?
Well, I think so, but I don't know.
No, you must get respect. I mean, a spotter. I mean, speaking of spotters, I was there 2 weeks ago when Jake won and Mike Woodway was spotting for him. I think Mike Woodway Jr. was spotting for
Brad
Bradley.
Babb,
So,
yep.
I mean, obviously, the spotter does play a part, but the guy's got to wheel a car. But you know, I'm sure he's swelled up a little bit.
Right.
You know, and then talk about your spotter buddy this upcoming weekend.
Derek Nealon, who spots for Brian Scott in the Nationwide Series and does some off stuff here and there. He's going to come up and run the 100-lapper in our second Super Late model at Beech Ridge.
Is Brian Scott coming to spot for him?
I don't know.
Or could be a
Have to wait and see, I guess.
Have to wait and see. So that's a pretty good deal, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things the guy gets out of the seat. But
He used to race at Beech Ridge in the Sports Series and then moved south to, you know, do the NASCAR thing. And he's looking for an opportunity to get his feet wet back here again. So Team Naughty gave it to him.
That's good of you guys, you know. Puts another car out there, puts another car in the field, and that's a 100-lapper. So.
Perfect race, especially at Beech Ridge, because it's the 100-lapper. It's a 4-tire night. You don't have to deal with the tire rule. You come in, you fire 4 on, run your night.
No, that's cool. But I'm looking forward to, you know, we're going to go to Beech Ridge this Saturday night, and then the following week, the SBM race. I mean, and how cool is that, the mods? I know there's some names. We're going to talk to the promoter of the event, Kevin Rice, a little bit later in the episode. Talk about some of the names that come in, some of the things that are going on.
It's one of these events where you're going to get some of these bigger names coming in, you know.
Yeah, but you take Jake and Josh, the local guys.
Home turf.
Yeah, I mean, they have a home track advantage? We're going to have Jake on the show in a little bit and find out, does he feel like he has a little bit of a home track advantage? And, you know, with being there on a weekly basis, even though they've only run twice, but, you know, a lot more experience on that track.
Right.
I know a guy that has run there before and never has any luck, and that's TC. You know, I mean, he's just, but, you know, Teddy's his own worst enemy. Let's face it, right? When he's having a bad day, he wants to make everybody's day bad.
Star's one of those places where you can't be too rough because you can tear stuff up in a heartbeat, so.
Yeah, no, you're right. So we got that, and talk a little bit later on about Monster Jam. You want to talk about tearing stuff up. And that's where I might go this week, too, the Monster Truck Show. You ever been?
No.
That's pretty cool. But it's Bangor, so I don't know if you can, you know, if I can get you out of the southern part of the state. I'm going to try. I'm going to get you one of them. What do they call them cards?
The man card.
Yeah, whatever. But no, we got a great show planned today, and we're going to talk some modified racing and the lawnmower races. I was at the lawnmower races.
The lawnmower races.
As redneck as you ever want to get, right?
I saw some pictures on Facebook because I didn't go, but I saw some pictures on Facebook about Chuck Gassett really tearing his mower up.
Yeah, they did. And
we had Chuck on the show, and he's a good guy. And Charlie, he must have been on pins and needles. You know, he's the announcer and
watch his kid fly through the air.
Yeah, watch Chuck crash bad, I guess.
But I could have a little man card issue too, because I went and approached a guy last night about buying his mower, and I've already been told that I'm not going to do that. So we could have a little man card struggle.
You do what you want, and we all know it. So.
Oh, really? Well, now she knows it, right? Well, hopefully she don't tune in to about
Leanne's going to punch me the next time she sees
she'll
me.
be all right. But we're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk to Jacob Dorr and see what he thinks about how neat it would be to put a $5,000 check in his pocket.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems. Even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 6 convenient locations.
Where is the best place to get a new Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep?
Southern Maine Motors.
Southern Maine Motors.
Southern Maine Motors. I had an amazing experience at Southern Maine Motors.
When I drove off the lot, it was the greatest feeling to drive that new vehicle.
Southern Maine Motors 110% price guarantee just gives me the peace of mind that I know I'm getting the best deal around.
And we were really impressed with what we saw when we came down here.
I wouldn't go anyplace else.
No other dealer is working as hard to be #1 as Southern Maine Motors.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon. Owned by legendary super modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Hey, I'm Steve Mignonti. You might see me on the Barrett Jackson Collector Car Auctions on Speed Channel, or maybe read my stuff in Hot Rod and Carcraft magazine. But when I'm in Maine, I get my fix from Mainely Motorsports.
Mainly Motorsports. Brought to you by Award Champs, rewarding your champions. The official supplier of Mainly Motorsports. LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations. Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Now we got our in-studio guest, Jacob Dorr, who's, I mean, I know it's only the season's 2 weeks into it, but still started off pretty good, huh?
Yeah, we started off decent.
All the hard work that you guys all did over the winter, you know, I appreciate all the support at the car shows, but then you know, it's one thing to bring a beautiful piece and roll it out of the trailer, but then to have it go as good as it looks on the track, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, we started off well. The car unloaded fast, and we had a decent starting spot on the first race. I think we drew last, so that was good. And it worked out for us. We won the heat race and came back and won the feature. So
now, I know the first night down there, they were a little disappointed in the car count, and I say this about it all the time. We all know, we all get the schedule. At the end of the year, racing's over, and everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to schedule, can't wait to schedule. Schedule comes out, and everybody looks at it and goes, okay, yeah, we're ready. And then it sneaks up on you, and before you know it, it's here. And that's what happened. The second week, there was a few more guys.
Yeah, the second week, I think we had one more car total, but we had lost a couple from the week before. So I think we had 3 or 4 cars that showed up the second week that weren't there the first. So if we get them all there, we'll have a good field.
You know, and you know, you were younger, and I don't even know if you were around before the mods got kicked out. You must have been just a baby when the mods got sent packing from Beach Ridge.
Yeah, I don't even remember it.
You know, so it's kind of weird that you're in a mod because it wasn't like you grew up watching them. And I mean, why?
I don't know. Everything we've ever raced has been open wheel since we came through go-karts. I mean, I think 2001 we switched racing at Sugar Hill in New Hampshire, and we were running open wheel go-karts. And then after that we went to the Legend cars, which people say have fenders, but tires still hang out 3.5, 4 inches. So there's technically open wheel. So everything we've done's been open wheel. So it's kind of the way we just kept going.
Now, when you first moved into the mods, did you go tour racing right off the bat, or did you find a home and then go to the tour?
We went 1 year at Star before we went to the tour, and then there was issues at the track, and we moved on to the tour and tried that for a couple of years, and came back to Star last year, and halfway through the season decided to give it a run this year.
Now, that tour that you ran, I mean, it's pretty tough, but the convenience of running at a local track, being home at a decent hour, I mean, even though you're a young kid, but you just graduated college and, you know, all the other stuff you got going on, that's got to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, the tour is fun sometimes because, you know, you get to see all the different tracks. You race against the same group of people, different places, so you got different chances at each track. And then when you run locally, you get to run the same people, the cars are the same every week, so you kind of get to adjust more because you have more track time at the same place, and it's nice being home a decent hour and being close to the house.
Yeah, and you talk about the local track and the same track. You got the big SBM 125 coming up.
Yep.
Do you think that gives you kind of like a home court advantage because you understand how the track conditions are going to change at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night and at 10 o'clock? And you know?
Well, I mean, it gives us a little bit of an advantage because we know the place. Like me and Josh, we've raced there for years, so we both know how to get around the place, how a race ends up developing there, because sometimes things happen on short tracks that are characteristic to each track. And then, but you think of some of the names that are coming in, Todd Zegedy, Bobby Santos, Ryan Preece, all those guys, they know how to run big races. So,
yeah,
I mean, they're not going to be any slouches when they unload. Even, you know, if we have a couple hundred more laps there than them this year, they're not going to be far behind.
Now, the race pays $5,000 to win. I know there's lap money. I mean, there's a lot. There's a chance for a lot of different people to take home a pretty good payday for a Saturday night.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different things going on for it between the $5,000 to win. People putting up $50 a lap, which ends up being $25 to the lap leader and $25 to a random car drawn out of the top 10, I believe.
Oh, really?
So you don't even have to lead a lap to get the lap money. You know, you have a shot at it if you stay in the top 10. And then there's different bonuses for like the highest finishing Star mod or Thompson mod, and even the highest finishing car that comes in a single car trailer. So that, you know, when the wheel and torque guys show up with their stackers and stuff like that, they're just trying to support the
So it
Lust
sounds
guys.
like, and I don't know him, we're going to have him on in the next segment, Kevin Rice. It sounds like he's pretty creative as a promoter.
Yeah, he's done a good job putting this whole deal together. I mean, the first year it went off well. There wasn't a lot of support because it was so new and something different. People weren't sure how it was all going to go down, and you know, after it was a great event last year, so people enjoyed it. So we got a lot more names coming this year.
Well, and that's funny because you mentioned that, you know, everybody wants to see it, but then when it's out there, they don't know if they want to support it because they don't know if they believe it. And I've seen it in so many different series and events, you know. So you mentioned the first year it goes off, and if it was paying $5,000 last year and the guy's winner's check was $5,000, then everybody starts to go, maybe this guy is the real deal and he is legit. So the best thing any promoter can do is to stay true to their word and do what they say they're going to do, you know. And it'll help, and obviously year two it's helped by just the list of names you just rattled off.
Yeah, so it should be an interesting event.
Now, how many cars do you think they'll see there, or what do you think they'll hope for?
I think right now we have like 18 cars that are definite, or I think we might even be up to 20 now, and then there's at least probably 12 more that are supposedly coming, and I mean, I haven't even filled out the paperwork, so I'm not even in that list of the 18 or 20 that's already set to come. So.
Really? Now, how many will they start?
I don't know exactly how many they're starting. Probably 26. I would think.
I mean, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 27 legend cars on that track last week, and
there wasn't a lot of room left over there.
So I can't imagine with the modifieds at 600 horsepower and having 26 or 27 of those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully it goes off without a hitch. And you know, how about pit strategy or anything like that? Is that in the most places now? They give you 4, and that's all you got. Can you change tires?
For this event, we're allowed to change 1 tire. So, you know, through the 125 laps, unlike the MRS races where you are stuck on the same 4 tires the whole race, you're allowed to pit, take on 1 tire, which usually is the right rear people put on. But like last year, John McKennedy won the race. He'd never pitted for tires. He led the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding. So why a right rear versus a right front? I mean,
with the modifieds, usually with the horsepower and the torque coming out of the corner, you burn the right rear tire off. You have a hard time getting the traction coming out of the corner. That track's typical for that. So.
Really? Now, what would $5,000 payday, really what should be week 4 of the season, but it's going to be race 3 of the season. What would that mean to you and your race team? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it'd be great to get that. It'd really help out with everything we've done to the car this year and get the bank account back up a little bit so we can afford to go racing the rest of the year. But
yeah, because it does take so much to get to the track, and then you know, those first couple weeks, even though we're picking up a win and stuff, it's now you take that money and you do stuff that you wanted to do, but you didn't have the money to do. So, you know, I mean, if anybody can do it, obviously you can do it in the 05. We know Josh can do it in the 71. So, I mean, and I encourage all of our viewers from Maine that still have all them roots in the modified racing to get down there and support you guys, because it's some good racing and it's huge, and it's still, a lot of people still feel that's the best way to race and the best going race cars, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the open wheel cars are different than if you go to Beechridge every Saturday night and you're watching the Pro Series. I mean, they put on great races, but if you go and watch an open wheel race, it's a lot different because, you know, we don't have the closed fenders, so you're watching your front tires the whole race.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even see, just from the grandstands, you can watch the front tires move, and then on top of that, you know, from in the car, you're watching everything travel. You're making sure that you don't touch wheels with anybody because, you know, Pro Stock, you could rub the door a little bit and have no issue, whereas in this, you could hit the front wheel, but you bend the wheel, you knock the toe out, could change the night drastically, what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because you're absolutely right. A couple guys in a Pro Stock bounce to each other going through the corners. There's usually no harm, no foul. But in these, when you stop bouncing, somebody climbs a wheel or, you know.
Yeah, you can climb wheels easy. I mean, last week we had, just out of the top 3, I mean, we had our right front wheel bashed in. We had somebody else that actually drove over the rear bumper and hit the spoiler with their right front tire. They ended up finishing second. So, I mean, you can recover from it, but it's a lot that you gotta watch for, because just a simple restart, next thing you know, you got a car in the air.
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get Kevin Rice, who's the promoter, and we'll spend some time talking with him about what put this event together, what made him do it, and all the hard work, and people behind the scenes, because to put anything on, it takes a lot of people, and see what they get going on and if there's any other surprises.
Yep.
So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back on Mainly Motorsports.
Hi, this is Scott from Scott Recreation. 6 years ago, I went to purchase my family our first camper. I didn't like the way I was treated, and I didn't like the prices, so I opened up Scott Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scott Recreation can help you. We have over 100 new and used travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and pop-ups in stock at both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scotchrecreation.com. We take most anything on trade we don't have to feed. We have plenty of no-money down financing available to qualified applicants at the lowest rates we've seen in years. See all inventory at scotchrecreation.com.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Clark's Car Crushing has been a family-owned and operated business since 1978. We do everything from crushing cars, handling industrial scraps, to buying the scrap metal right out of the back of your pickup. Copper, brass, stainless steel, aluminum, you name it, we'll buy it. We have roll-off containers of all sizes for industrial accounts. We'll handle the legwork with full drop-off and pickup services. So for a professional job, guaranteed honest weights, and top dollar paid statewide, come see the Clark family in Farmingdale, Maine. Clark's Car Crushing. Don't fix it, scrap it.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by Northern Race Tire, dealer for Sunoco Race Fuels, distributed by New England Racing Fuel. Bentley's Saloon.
Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone.
Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com.
And see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us? We do.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. Sitting here still with Jacob Dorr, who could be $5,000 richer in a week and a half or so, right? That'd be pretty good. And if you were, we got to thank Kevin Rice, who we have on the phone, who is the promoter of the SBM 125. So I want to welcome you to Mainly Motorsports, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, you know, this is only your second year of existence in the race, and usually they say if you can make it through the first year and you come into a second, things start getting easier. So are things easier the second time around?
Easier, I don't know about that. Knowing what to expect a little more. I think it's going to be easier at the end versus right now. It's really not easier. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I would imagine, you know, and then, you know, there's Jake. He's only got to prepare one car to come and do it, and you got to take care of all them cars, you know?
Yeah, it's not just that, though. It's trying to get all the laps sold and all the sponsors. We have additional sponsors to add extra money, which makes it special. Getting all that taken care of, and people have a lot of questions about, you know, rules and what's going to happen and all that. So it's a constant busyness. Plus, I have a full-time job besides.
So for this race, it's different than anything else that we do. What do we do for like qualifying procedures? Can you explain those to the people watching?
Well, it's not actually 100% set in stone yet. We're definitely going to run heat races. The question is if we're going to draw for heats or if we'll run time trials to set the heat lineups. That's really the only question. We'll have it nailed down within this week. But either way, there's going to be competitive heat races, and the feature, of course, will be about as competitive as you can find in a race, having drivers from all walks of modified life, which is something you can't really get anywhere else.
Yeah. Now, how did you come up with the idea of putting on your own race? Obviously, you must have, you needed the support of the Weber family, but talk about what brought this up.
Well, the thing that started it was there was a 4-race series of open modified shows that the previous owner had, and he never paid out the point fund, or most guys didn't get paid for the last race. So it was actually a car owner that tried to get something together like this, and it never actually happened, and I just made it happen. The last year was the first year with profits going to pay a point fund for that series that the guys never got. So, and then I wasn't too sure if it was going to happen again this year, but everybody wanted it to, so here we are. Things are coming along a lot better this year than last year. It's shaping out to be quite a race.
So you were saying that for this race we've got drivers coming from all different areas. You got some of the names that are coming that you'd like to tell people about?
There's still some I don't know about, but the ones I know about from the Race of Champions, I've had guys inquire, and a couple have said they're coming, but they're not officially entered. So, but I can say that Matt Hirschman is definitely coming from there. And then from the Southern Tour, there's the Hill 79, which runs both the North and South Tour. They're still ironing out who's going to be their driver, but it'll be somebody capable of winning. And Andy Seiss, who runs the South Tour, but from the North. And then the MRS, there's Dwight Jarvis, Les Hinckley, Chris Pastiak, John McKenzie, all the top drivers, really. And then from the Wheel Modified Tour, we have the point leader, Doug Covey, Ryan Priest, Todd Zegedy, and there's quite a few more. And then we also have Bobby Santos, who's running a limited schedule. He's coming back to run Star. He's never raced there in the modified, but he started his racing career. First thing he drove was a small block Super at Star when he was 13. So he's pretty excited about that, and so am I, and so is his team.
Yeah, so
and,
basically...
Then we have the Star guys, too, as well. So.
Yeah, and what Jake's shown, and Josh, and then Richard Savery and a few others. I mean, they could be one of the lucky ones to take home the payday. And, I mean, the names you just mentioned, whoever wins this race, they beat some of what is considered the best open-wheel drivers in New England.
Yeah, and the best part is you don't need big money to win this race. You need a car that handles. You need some motor, but John McKenzie won the race last year with a borrowed under-horsepower engine. So he proved that it can be done. It's a matter of handling and driverability versus having money.
Now, this is pretty much the only event you promote each year, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, I do an event similar, not obviously car racing. I do a karting event, and I know what it takes to attract the crowd, attract the racers, and that's one of the things that caught my eye about this when I started talking to people about the event is the creativity that somebody's put into the thoughts of, having awards for this and awards for that, the lap board. I mean, you've really, really done a great job, but I know there's got to be some other people that have worked hard to help you out.
Well, the Webbers have helped me out, and Debbie Doris helped me out, and there's a few others that have, helped, but most of it's been on my shoulders, really.
Well, they'll need a break then in a week and a half, right?
Yeah, definitely. We've come up with a couple of neat things, like the 50-50 is going to be to raise money for tow money. Whoever doesn't qualify is going to share in whatever half of the 50-50 pot is, and some fans are going to get the other half. And we're also going to have subscriptions and T-shirts, hopefully dinner giveaways as part of that 50-50 to help entice people to buy tickets, which leads to more tow money.
No, so now how about Jake? Does Jake already got a provisional being the point leader? Is he already in the show?
Well, if he leads the points after this next Star race, he's a guaranteed starter. Whoever's leading the points after the next race is.
Oh, you guys got one more race, right?
Yeah, we got one more weekly show before this one starts.
So you got to stay in the point lead, huh?
Got a 14-point
Either
lead.
that or we just got to hope it rains again.
I'd rather it not rain.
No, I know, but no. So it sounds like you've really done a great job, and Talk about the laps. I mean, what's the deal? I know I bought a couple laps and it was $50, but it gets split up, doesn't it?
Yeah, the leader gets half, and another top 10 car by draw gets the other half. Last year it worked really well. We had the top 12 all earned well over $1,000 in the race. So, and every driver in the field got extra bonus money of some sort. So you can't just look at the base purse. It's what you get in the end that really matters. And plus everybody gets paid on race night, which they really enjoy. They don't have to wait for a check to come in the mail or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, last year we got paid right on the spot, and they did well with that, so glad to hear that's coming back this year.
Yeah, and it sounds like last year, and talking with Jake before we got you on air, that you did everything you said you were going to do and then some. So that's the things that a promoter has to do to gain the trust and the respect of the racer, you know?
Oh yeah, I just got a fan sent me today with his own idea, $200 to the highest finishing car that arrives in a single hauler, because a lot of the teams bring their big double haulers and everything. He's a supporter of the little guy, so the highest finisher with the little trailer is going to get an extra $200 too.
So that kind of blows my theory, because I used to always tell people it didn't matter what you have for a hauler. I never seen a hauler win a race, and you just told me some guy's gonna win $200 because of his hauler. So no, that's not
maybe some guys will bring smaller haulers to get a bonus.
Yeah, no, really, huh? I don't know. I think I just keep the AC and all that stuff. But no, well, you know, I appreciate you taking the time with us here on Mainly Motorsports, and you know, you got a week and a half before the event, so it's really good that you know, we can help and try to promote and maybe steer someone, because for years Beech Ridge was huge modified country, and you know, right here in the southern part of the state we had a lot of great competitors that raced the modifieds, and you know, I know there's still a lot of fans.
If you only go to one modified race, you might want to consider this to be it. I mean, there is Loudon, which is a certain kind of deal, but if you like short track racing, this is the cream of the crop right here, and the best from each area racing together. You can't really get it anywhere else.
No, you're absolutely right, Kevin. Well, good luck with the event, and anything we can do over the next week or so to help you promote it, and we're going to come down and you know, we've already told our viewers that we're going to bring some of the footage back so they can see some of the highlights that aren't you know, that people aren't able to make it, but we're encouraging a lot of people, and hopefully we can you know, for the Weber family as well, bring some fans down from Maine.
Sounds good. And if anybody wants to sponsor a lap, you can either contact me on Facebook or you can email me. It's starpress2012@AOL.com. It's on the website as well.
And you got 25 laps left?
Yeah, only 25 laps left. I was out for 10 hours today putting up flyers, and I sold another dozen laps or so. So we're getting there.
All right, well, that's good, and I'll help spread the word, and you know, so any of our viewers that you know still have heart and soul behind the modifieds and like to see them succeed, $50 and get your name on a lap, and maybe Jay can take home the money, right?
Hopefully.
All right,
Yeah,
Kevin.
and another good thing too is if the laps all get sold, I have two fans that each want to add an extra $1,000 to the purse. So what that means is an extra $100 for every driver that finishes from 5th to 24th if we sell all the laps.
Really?
Yep.
So that tells me that the drivers ought to each be out trying to plug a few laps, you know? But it's tough. They're all trying
in the end it'll happen.
You know.
It's just a matter of getting it done.
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, good luck, and I look forward to, because I've never actually met you, so I'll make sure I get there early enough that day to meet you. And you know, good luck with the event and anything we can do, and feel free to use our Facebook page as well to help promote what you have going on, you know.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, well, that's Kevin Rice, folks, and you know, like you said, if you want to see some great modified action, maybe go cheer for one of the local guys right here from the southern part of the state. That's coming up June 16th down there at Star Speedway.
Yep.
So it's going to be a good time. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley Saloon, owned by legendary super modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems. Even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel. Moody's Collision Centers, now with 6 convenient locations.
Mainly Motorsports. Brought to you by Clark's Car Crushing, located in Hollowell, providing guaranteed honest weights with top dollar being paid. Gary Hotels, located in Brunswick, Freeport, Waterville, and Augusta, the official hotel of Mainly Motorsports.
Hey, I'm Kyle Busch, and when I'm in Maine, I watch Mainly Motorsports.
All right, Greg. I mean, I know you guys are racing the big 100 lapper this week, but you should be going to Monster Jam.
Monster Jam.
Have you ever been to the Monster Truck Show?
No, I haven't, but it looks very exciting, and Speedway 95 draws in a lot of fans for that event, you know. It's something different that they do. And they run it, what, Thursday, Friday?
Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And then Saturday, they're having pit parties.
Yeah.
So
you can go up and meet your monster truck driver.
And I'll tell you, the people go nuts,
Yeah.
these kids. And when you were a kid, did you like destructing things? We all did, right? You crush things, ride
Not
over with your
really.
bike. And were you a normal kid?
No, I wasn't.
I guess not.
You can ask my mother sometime.
I asked her, remember? But, I mean, everybody, when I was a kid, I used to smash my cars together and do everything. So that's, Monster Jam is that same thing, just grown up people do it. And and when you see Gravedigger roll out onto the track, these kids just go absolutely nuts.
You know, and there's a bunch of heavy hitter trucks coming up. I mean, you already mentioned Gravedigger. But Maximum Destruction's coming up, and he's like a 10-time world freestyle champ or something like that.
You know, in Northern Nightmare, this is, I'm scared of the nighttime, so it makes me think of Northern Nightmare.
I forgot you're scared of the dark.
Oh, yeah. Someday it'll come out. Yeah, but, I mean, he was, 2012, he was a world freestyle champion. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going.
I mean, you got Superman, Crustacean.
And Crustacean, there's a guy from Maine that built his monster truck to look like a lobster. And
Imagine a lobster that big. You probably don't like shellfish, do you?
I don't eat lobster because I don't like to eat anything I got to work to get into. When I go to eat, bring it to me, put it in front of me, let me eat it. I don't have to play with it to eat it. I just don't want to. I've never been a lobster person.
So, they're going to be crushing some cars.
They crush some cars, and at the end...
Speedway 95, where they're going to crush some cars and show some stars.
They do the freestyle stuff, and that's when they rip it up for 2 minutes, you
Yeah.
know, and they just turn it loose. And they literally do, because I've seen them in the past. They break. It ain't like, you know, this is rigged. I mean, they put on a show, and they break.
Yeah.
So
I've watched it on TV.
Yeah. Well, wrestling's different on TV than it is in person, too.
Yeah, but you can't fake destroying a truck.
No, it is. They do. So this weekend, you know, you can go to Speedway 95's website, go to Monster Jam's website, and I got some tickets. Come up with a good trivia question. I got some tickets. I got 2 sets of tickets for...
Before the end of the show, I got to come up with a good trivia question.
For Saturday, and those tickets are 4 tickets into the grandstands, but then also 4 pit passes to go into the pit party on Saturday for the 2 o'clock show. So you got to come up with a good trivia question, and maybe it will be a trivia question like they do that Regis and Kelly thing. Well, no, Regis is gone. I don't even know who she got now, but...
Jeff Gordon,
Is it?
didn't he do it?
No, that's, yeah. You don't start winning races, that's probably what he'd be doing full time. But no, we tell you what, Monster Jam, and then when we come back, I'm going to show you something about the lawnmower races. They go hand in hand. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Where's the best place to get a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram? Southern Maine Motors.
Hi, my name is Danielle, Customer Care Service Specialist at Southern Maine Motors. We are a local family-owned business. Our separation point in this busy market is our commitment to you. Satisfaction is not enough. Our goal is for you to become a store promoter because your kind words are stronger than over 100 TV commercials.
This Jeep Patriot Sport is only $13,225, or this Jeep Compass Sport for only $17,567. No other dealer is working as hard to be #1 as Southern Maine Motors.
Hi, this is Scott from Scott's Recreation. 6 years ago, I went to purchase my family our first camper. I didn't like the way I was treated, and I didn't like the prices, so I opened up Scott's Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scott's Recreation can help you. We have over 100 new and used travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and pop-ups in stock at both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scottsrecreation.com. We take most anything on trade we don't have to feed. We have plenty of no-money down financing available to qualified applicants at the lowest rates we've seen in years. See all inventory at scottsrecreation.com.
Clark's Car Crushing has been a family-owned and operated business since 1978. We do everything from crushing cars, handling industrial scraps, to buying the scrap metal right out of the back of your pickup. Copper, brass, stainless steel, aluminum, you name it, we'll buy it. We have roll-off containers of all sizes for industrial accounts. We'll handle the legwork with full drop-off and pickup services. So for a professional job, guaranteed honest weights, and top dollar paid statewide, come see the Clark family in Farmingdale, Maine. Clark's Car Crushing. Don't fix it, scrap it.
Mainly Motorsports. Brought to you by Award Champs, rewarding your champions. The official supplier of Mainly Motorsports. Southern Maine Motors, out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership. Route 1 Saco. Bentley Saloon.
Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone.
Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com.
And see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us? We do.
All right, Greg. I went to the Lawnmowers. And you know what happens when it's like that old retired racer that
Right.
shows up at the racetrack and he gets pumped.
Before you get going, what I want to know is how were the go-karts at
They were good. They had 4 flat carts, and they just got to work on their gearing, I think, and they put on a good show. It was for the first time. I thought they did a good job. The kids did a good job. I didn't realize they were going to have kids, so I think
Right.
The problem is, and I'm not trying to play a negative Nora here, but what's going to happen is, one of the group, the kids, has raced a little bit, but they're still learning. If the Cushman camp and the Kafel camp and the Cookson camp and some of those camps show up with kids that got their act together and understand racing,
Right.
and fathers do, then that's going to take that fun out of that.
Right.
But I think it's going to work. I think it's going to be real good.
And I think the track, the layout of itself, and if they can keep it fairly smooth in a sense for the go-karts, you get some go-karts going, and you get some, it builds up.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome little dirt go-kart
Yeah,
track.
but I'll tell you what's ripping it up over there is the modified mowers. Them things were getting it done. I mean, they were getting it done. The guy that won, I went over and introduced myself, and we sponsored the trophies for it and stuff.
So
I'm getting pumped up.
I got a question.
I might have to go back racing.
I got a question, and this is purely for Charlie Gassett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that the crack will be back?
I can tell you this much, okay? I don't know. Because I am busy, so you know what I mean.
There's a chance.
There's
folks.
a chance. Okay?
That's what he's getting to.
They're hoping, because they know what happens. I have a following. I'm like the Grateful Dead.
Is
right?
it gonna? Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know if I get that, but I don't know.
The dead part.
Yeah, the dead part. But
Is there a chance that you guys are gonna show up with like a 5-place snowmobile trailer again?
no, it'd probably be just me. All I got to do is make a phone call and call Lux, and I got what I need, because he wants me back out there. Because it was a good time. We had a good time the other night. So I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm gonna do. It's just first thing I got to figure out is are the baseballs still there? Because I don't know, you know what I mean? It was a few years ago, and back when I really didn't care about myself, right? So now I don't want to go and just...
You got too many irons in the fire. You got the Mainly Sand and Gravel, the Mainly Motorsports.
That's all?
Yeah, you got a future hot dog stand opportunity.
Yeah, wait till you guys see my hot dog stand thing.
You got so many. You got your car show in Augusta. Your car show in Portland that you're going to be taking over. You got the Mainly Motorsports
Are you trying
go-kart
to
race.
depress me and make me cry? What are you doing?
You don't need to be hurt is all I'm saying.
Oh, you sound just like the 3 I live with. But anyway, we'll make that decision. But you guys got to get down and check it out and enjoy these highlights, because it was a great time. And if I come back, everybody will know, and it'll be big. So we'll make a decision.
One other thing. Don't forget fan photos. We started that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We ain't even got one.
Nobody sends us pictures anymore.
Fan photos.
Make something up. Do something. Remember they sent
It can be anything. It doesn't have to be some wingnut in the grandstands.
Yeah, it's a wingnut. Yeah, he was a wingnut.
It can be anything. Fan photo. Send us caption
that's right.
who you are.
Make something up.
Make Steve happy. That's all I hear about on the rides to the studio.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to make me happy. I
Right.
just want to be happy. All right, enjoy these highlights from the lawnmowers.
I see on the back of your shirt it says meat. What's that stand for?
It's a personal joke I had for a lot of years, and just kept it, and it works pretty well for me. And been winning with it ever since, so it works pretty good.
So tell me, Scotty, what do you think of the Saco track? Are you having a fun time here tonight?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. The car was real loose. It's definitely a hard track, but we wish we had more carts and more people here. But it's a lot of fun. I like coming here, so can't wait to come here in 2 weeks.
Well, Scotty, get the word out. You know a lot of carters, right? Tell them come on down, see if they can beat you, right?
That's true.
And anyways, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. You put on an awesome show. Congratulations to you, and thanks for coming on down.
Thank you very much, guys. I want to thank Saco Pathfinders for having us here. All my sponsors, Rocket Creek Sporting Clays, Top Notch Speed Shop, Racing Against Cancer, racing this year for cancer survivors. The card's pink for them, and we're just doing it for all the people. And Vicky DeCourcy, my fiance, my family. Thanks, guys, for having me here.
Congratulations. Thanks a lot for coming on down. How about giving him a big hand? Scotty Frazier in the number 74. Anyways, Derek Hall. Congratulations to you winning the feature event, your first feature event here tonight, the Saco track. Certainly a tough break for Charlie Buxton. And anyways, you've been working on the 26th this year?
I'm afraid to say I really haven't. I kind of put it away and dug it out last week and kind of went through it and did a few changes to it, but nothing major. And I think we just got to do a little bit more to keep up with Charlie, but other than that, still pretty solid.
Well, congratulations to you and receiving your Mainly Sand and Gravel trophy from, what's your name, buddy?
Ivan Kiefel.
Thank you. And what's your name, my friend? Owen? Wow, that's a nice name. Okay, you're going to be presenting Fred Yerxa right here with a second place trophy. Fred, that was an awesome race.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know, I just couldn't keep up with these guys. I kept going wide or whatever, I don't know. I probably should pay more attention to putting some air in them tires. I just came out and that's what happened.
Put some of that green slime or Fix-A-Flat, right?
Yeah, something. I need something, or I need a magnet to stay up with these guys.
Congratulations to you, Fred.
Thank you.
Okay, who else do we have here? Hey, buddy, Charlie Buxton. Charlie, you were just flying. I thought you had that in the bag, and unfortunately, what happened?
I thought I had it in the bag too, but yeah, the belt came off coming down the white flag. So I don't know, just bad luck happens.
Well, those things do happen. But anyways, you picked up a third place trophy. Come on over here, buddy. And your name is Owen? Okay, we want to present him with the trophy for Mainly Sand and Gravel out of Saco. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Kyle Woodward winning the feature in the Super Modifieds here tonight at the Saco track. Kyle, that was an awesome race. Looks like you've got the belt problem taken care of that you had there for some time, right?
Yeah, it looks like we got that taken care of. I want to thank a lot of people, my boss and my stepbrother, Norm. This thing would not turn at all Saturday when I come over here for practice, and we worked on it, got it better. Track got better as the day went on, so hey, it's all good.
Congratulations to you. Okay, receiving your Mainly Sand and Gravel trophy from Owen. Your name's Owen, right? Hi, Owen. How you doing?
Good.
You want to give him your trophy? Okay, there it is.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Kyle Woodward receiving his Mainly Sand and Gravel trophy from Owen. Okay, second place. Come right over here, guys. Hey, how about putting your hands together for Robbie Philpol? Robbie's new driver here, taking over the driving chores of the number 88 and receiving your second place trophy. Not too shabby. Hey, how is things going?
Pretty good.
How does it feel to follow in the old man's footsteps?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? I think you did a great job. Anyways, here's your second place trophy from Mainly Sand and Gravel out of Saco, Maine. Congratulations to you. Third place, come on over here, Phil Paul. Randy, how does it feel to have your son out there with you?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I think I got Kyle's belt problem now, and I had him a few times, but she slept, and I just couldn't get get a good bite there, but I definitely got my hands full.
Congratulations to you receiving your third place trophy from Mainly Sand and Gravel out of Saco. Thank you, guys. And anyways, how about giving these guys a big hand? They did a fantastic job here tonight. Well, here we are at the Saco Pathfinders Lawnmower and Go-Kart Racing Cup Series with racing director Bruce Pluff. Bruce, how do you feel things went tonight?
It turned out a real good, we had a real good turnout. We had the carts, the champ carts, the flat carts, the stock lawnmowers, and also the modified lawnmowers. Good turnout for tonight.
Yeah, we really had some awesome racing here tonight. I mean, the fans, a lot of fans out here. And, you know, I was really amazed at the people that did come out tonight, you know. And the go-karts put on a good show. I mean, from the little tiny kids all the way up to the grown men. And, you know, I think it's going to really kick in here, and we're going to see some more karts. What do you think?
I think it's going to turn out really well. A lot of them didn't get a chance to get their carts ready for this tonight. In 2 weeks, we're hoping to be able to get more of them, and they seem to be all very happy of the track and how it's holding up, and we should have a real good turnout for those guys.
Well, I talked to several of the fans before they left, and I asked them, you know, what do they thought about the added carts to the lawnmower program here, and they said, we're going to come back. They really enjoyed the go-karts, you know, and it's something different to see them, you know, running on the clay versus the asphalt, you know. You know, myself being an announcer for the Box Shop Speedway for 7 years, and then to come here tonight and see them on the clay, it was really exciting to watch the guys race and the little kids.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of them have not ever raced on clay. But a couple of guys had, so they're really happy to come back and race on some clay, and it seems to be holding up very well, which should work out really well.
Well, I guess what we should say, Bruce, hey, you guys with some carts that are in the barns and the cellars and the garages, dig them out and bring them all down to the Pathfinders Speedway.
Exactly. Come on down.
Thank you.
All of us at Moody's Collision Centers would like to thank you for supporting us for over 30 years.
We all own stock in Moody's and have a vested interest in you and your vehicle.
The people at Moody's Collision Centers are part of the community, and our reputation is very important to us.
We take pride in our work and guarantee our repairs for as long as you own your vehicle.
At Moody's Collision Center, we care about our customers.
So when your insurance company asks where you want to go, tell them Moody's Collision Centers. 4 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, and now Portland.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary super modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Hi, this is Scott from Scotch Recreation. 6 years ago, I went to purchase my family our first camper. I didn't like the way I was treated, and I didn't like the prices, so I opened up Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. We have over 100 new and used travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and pop-ups in stock at both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scotchrecreation.com. We take most anything on trade we don't have to feed. We have plenty of no-money down financing available to qualified applicants at the lowest rates we've seen in years. See all inventory at scotchrecreation.com.
Clark's Car Crushing, located in Hollowell, providing guaranteed honest weights with top dollar being paid. Geary Hotels, located in Brunswick, Freeport, Waterville, and Augusta, the official hotel of Mainely Motorsports.
Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainely Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
Now this is your big week this week.
Yep.
Can you lead Dan to victory lane in the Beach Ridge 100?
I think so. If we get a good car, we can.
How was it opening day?
It was all right. We had some tire problems, which is not normal for us, but I also heard, you know, via Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff that, you know, 5 other guys had tire issues with them sizing up in odd sizes. You know, we had some guys tires grew more than we had a left front that grew an inch. And then some other guy, you know, we also had a tire shrink after the heat, and some of the guys that I've talked to said they had tires blister off the car and brand new tires, you
Well,
know.
hopefully
and-
they have that figured out, so.
Yeah.
That used to be until the Pro All-Star Series events started coming to Beech Ridge. Whoops, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Before the big races started coming, that used to be the premier event for the Pro Series cars, so.
Yeah, and it still kind of is, because it's still a weekly kind of deal, but, you know, guys can come in. It's 4-tire night, go in, race, everybody gets blanket points, so.
Yeah, no, that's
It's not
cool, so-
really.
And then you got the
but
Wildcat 50.
But your finish does go towards your NASCAR points, so.
You got the Wildcat 50.
Yeah, that's always a good race, too.
Big Lou finished second in that last year, so maybe
Yeah.
Lou can step
And
it up
Lou
this
looked
year.
like he had a pretty good car when he opened night, you know. He finished 5th. He was.
Scary, them guys give Lou a sniff of the front, could be dangerous.
Hey, he can get it done when he wants to.
And,
he just has to pull the reins back a little bit.
I'll tell you, if you're looking for something to do on June 16th, we talked about the SBM 125, so there's your racing for the night. Not to slight all the tracks in Maine.
Right.
But you're always looking for that big game, big race atmosphere. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
But you could go to Reynolds Motorsports over here on Route 202 in
They have
Gorham.
they have their motorsports.
Motorsports Day.
Right.
You got the Maine Mobile Museum there. You got a lot of things there going on. You got over 30 race cars going to be in attendance. You got some some 50s van. You got vintage stuff. You got just a lot happening.
Yeah, it's always a good time to get over to Reynolds in the middle of the morning.
Yep.
And
and then
it's from 10 to 3 or
10
something
to
like
3,
that.
and then pack
yeah.
up and head over to Star and cheer on Josh
Yeah.
and Jake. And not that I don't want to see Bobby Santos or one of those other guys.
Yeah.
But both of those teams put their heart and soul into everything they do. Both family-oriented groups, and then to see them to be able to take the trophy home, because that's what it ultimately is all about.
It
But
sounds like
take-
it's going to be a hell of a race, really.
And you won't be there, but
Nah,
I will be.
I got my Saturday night commitments.
All
Sorry.
right, listen. Before we go, we got to do our trivia question I got 2 sets of tickets for Monster Jam this Saturday with pit passes and everything.
You
So-
wanted me to come up with a trivia question?
No, because you're trying to trick everybody. I want to be an easier one. If you
Trivia's
want to give me an
trivia is
easy
supposed to be hard.
one. No, it isn't, because people aren't going to put the effort in. You know people are generally lazy. They're not going to put the effort in. Just telling you. I wouldn't. I'd say, I'm not going to do that. I'll just go buy the tickets. So what do you want
That's
it to
you.
be?
So,
Simple.
No,
What do you want it to
you
be?
told me you're coming up with it because I
All right.
couldn't think of mine
Actually,
were too hard.
neither-
Mine were
wait a
too
minute.
hard.
Actually, you didn't come up with it. I didn't. Fred Dorr come up with it, right? Fred Dorr came up with it. We have a live studio audience tonight. I mean, Fred doesn't look too live right now, but it's because we've been here a while. But we got a live studio audience. Fred Dorr came up with it. So here's the trivia question. So the first 2 people that send me an email at sperry@mainlymotorsportstv.com, and I'll reply to you. So you got to send it to me, and then I'll reply to you, and you got to send me your address, and I'll overnight the tickets. Make sure you have them with pit passes, and it's for Saturday's event, 2 o'clock. You got to tell me who the original founding guy was that in the original driver of Gravedigger. So who really founded Gravedigger? You send me that in an email, and the first 2, and I will reply, will get tickets, 4 tickets to the grandstands and 4 pit passes for this weekend's Monster Jam show
Yep.
Saturday. So thank you to Fred, because if it was his question, Monster Jam would be over by the time you did all your research to figure out the answer.
Don't forget to get out to Beech Ridge for the 100 and the Wildcat 50.
Yeah, there's just so much going on. So for Greg, Steve, thank you to Jake, Kevin Rice. For a weekend there wasn't much racing. We filled the show.
We got it done.
Got it
Par
done.
normal.
Yeah, because we are structured. See you next time right here on Mainly Motorsports.